All right, welcome back to another stream. Glad to see you guys all in here. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. My power went out, so I ain't doing all that again. Glad to have you guys all back in here for another stream. That was very weird. My power just decided to go out for a couple of minutes there, but it came back on, so I wanted to start up again because I still want to cover that 8 o'clock update. Come on, my power's got to hold on a little bit longer, will it? So yeah, Recon is now turning just up to the north here. They're going to be heading into probably the northeast quadrant of the eye wall, so that way they could try to find the highest wind speeds there. So yeah, we'll see what Recon has to find, and yeah, this is the third stream of the day. It sure is. I don't know if that's a record. I mean, 3 or 4 streams, I know that's about as much as we've done in one day, so this may be the record. I'm not too sure. It's probably tied, honestly. All right. Well, one big thing is, if you saw my Twitter post whilst my power was coming back on, Tropical Tidbits and Cyclonic WX are both down. You can get it for a couple seconds, like on Recon. I've got Recon right now for this second on Tropical Tidbits, but I don't know how long that's gonna last, so I'm gonna save that tab and not even mess with it and just hope that it stays there. Yeah, but Cyclonic is completely down. Like, yeah, like I can't even get on Cyclonic WX. Like I'm not even able to get past, like, if you type in Cyclonic, it's just bad gateway. Like, I can't even see Cyclonic at all. At least I could partially get on Tropical Tidbits, but Cyclonic WX, I'm not even able to load the first home page of it. So, we'll try our best. Tropical Tidbits should do just fine. We may not be able to get the most accurate reading of wind speeds, but we can at least get the millibar very accurately from Tropical Tidbits. So, yeah, must be quite a few people wanting to look at Recon. I wonder why that is. Yeah, there's no particular reason. Totally not a Category 5 hurricane. Still out here, Hurricane Melissa. If you didn't tune into the last live stream about 20 minutes ago, Melissa still out here, actually stalling right now. It is fully just slammed on the brakes right now. Those brakes are locked up and it's just stalling right now in the same exact area where the National Hurricane Center hunters there, the Recon, was literally, they found the low pressure right in here, and it hasn't moved. It has not moved ever since they've left. So it's been in like the same spot for an hour, literally. This is an hour and a 15-minute loop right here, and it looks like a 2-minute loop. That's an hour 15-minute loop right there, and it looks like two minutes. So literally just a complete stall right now. Full on stall of a Category 5 hurricane. Thank goodness this is well offshore of Jamaica. Unfortunately, still Jamaica's getting rainfall right now. But man, if this happened like right at Jamaica, woof. But yeah, hopefully this is an eye wall replacement cycle. You can see a little bit of issues there on the southeast side of the eye. Maybe starting an eye wall replacement cycle. We'll have to see. But it is still very much a intense Category 5 hurricane here. So just make sure that you are not on Tropical Tidbits, so that way I can look at recon. No, just kidding. we could all be on Tropical Tidbits at the same time and try to see recon at the same time. That's what everybody's trying to do, and that's why it's all crashing. Rocket said no. I'm not gonna get off of Tropical Tidbits. I gotta see recon. Yep. I'll just spam refresh it. In reality, I do think the only reason why that's kind of closing is because there's convection firing right here. So if we just go back a little bit, see the purple that starts to fire right in here? That pink and purple right in there. So because that convection is firing right at the eye, it looks like, that might be disrupting a little bit of the southeast portion of the eye, the main eye itself. But I don't think it's an eye wall replacement cycle just yet. Maybe, I think we are at the beginning stages of it, though. Very much a possibility. So recon's going to go up for northeast to southwest pass here. They're going to go up like this, and then cut back down like this. So that's what they are going to end up doing here. Let's see. You could use Tropical Tidbits, but it is so laggy. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Now that full pass is done, though, hopefully some people are, might not want to look at recon. But you know what? I'm not going to complain because that means a bunch of people are weather aware and they know it exists. They know a hurricane's gonna hit Jamaica, and anybody who might be looking at recon from Jamaica knows that it's heading their way. So I'm not gonna be too upset. It means a lot more people are weather aware. The fact that servers are literally going down on Tropical Tidbits and Cyclonic, I still believe it's still bad gateway. So Cyclonic is just fully crashed. Tropical Tidbits was slow and crashing, so everybody went to Cyclonic, crashed Cyclonic completely. Now that Cyclonic is down, everyone's going back to Tropical Tidbits, and now Tropical Tidbits is going to be down. Oh, man. My Wi-Fi's not off, right? I'm still live, because now it says Tropical Tidbits down for me. Oh, now it's back. Gracious day. This is wild. This is an experience. I do remember Tropical Tidbits went down one time. Was that Milton literally last year? I'm pretty sure that was Milton last year where Tropical Tidbits was going down. The last update was 5 p.m. Eastern, and the newest update should be in the next 30 minutes. Which Recon doesn't look like they're going to make it in. I really thought they were going to make it in because I thought they were going to go like this and cut right through, but instead they're taking a much wider approach. Hey, what about the other Recon? I just realized that we got another Recon out here. Where are they at? Oh my word, they're going in now. Look at that. They're going in right now. They've already cut to the southwest. So yeah, they're already aimed for the eye. Look at that. I just remembered we got a second Recon out here. Man, yeah, they came, like I said, all the way from the ABC Islands. What the heck is... that's a bug. They didn't come from a ship in the middle of like southwest of Africa. They took off from the ABC Islands right here. Yes, it did. It did go a little bit south. It's wobbling. It's actively stalling. It is moving at like literally 0 miles an hour. If you go to an hour 15 minutes ago and put a mark there, and you go all the way to now, it's in the same spot. This is an hour and 15-minute difference here, and I mean it's in the exact same spot. It is not moved in a full hour and a half. So that is definitely going to push landfall later, for sure. Landfall is going to be later for sure. Probably closer to 10 p.m. Eastern, or rather 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Yeah, I can go back like 3 hours. I know they changed the satellite, so I don't know if you could go back how far. Okay, yeah, you can go all the way back. This is 3 o'clock. And I mean, even compared to 3 p.m., this is, what? That's like 4, let's see, 3 p.m., 4.5 hours ago. So it was right here 4.5 hours ago. If we just go all the way, it was moving for a good, a good 2.5 hours after 3 p.m. It started stalling at about like 6 o'clock. So there to there, that's how far it moved. That's just due west. I'd say that's probably like 20 miles in 4.5 hours. So you could just say like about rough estimate 22 miles in 5 hours. And I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to just 22. So that comes out to roughly 4 miles an hour. And the NHC, I think, has it at 5. But, again, it was moving at probably 5 miles per hour. But in the last hour, it has stopped. So moving at 5 miles an hour, 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 stalled. Right there. Stalled. Not moved. It ain't, like I said, it's not slowing. It's stalled right now. So if anything, if it stays here too long, upwelling will be a significant issue. So if it doesn't get a move on, it's going to choke itself out and start weakening. But it should get moving here. As the trough helps pull it, it should help pull it north and northeast like this. Now, I don't know how sharp north or northeast. I don't know if it will just be moving northeast from here on out, or if it is going to be like a more gradual northeast like that. Or shoot, who knows? Maybe this thing's going to go a little bit more northwest, cut north, and then start moving northeast. Go like this. West, northwest, northeast, and then cut right back. The reason why it's stalling is because it's turning. That's why. It's hit that brick wall. It's hit the high pressure. So I told you the high pressure is literally like a wall. It can't go too far west. So that's why it's stalled. It's hit the wall. It's hit the high pressure's far outer area. It's outer winds. And the trough is also probably starting to come into effect now too. Yeah, I agree. I do doubt an eye wall replacement cycle is imminent, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is on maybe the early stages of an eye wall replacement cycle. I don't know, because I don't think any model has an eye wall replacement cycle happening. I would try to tell you, but every website is actually Cyclonic, I think, just came back on. Crap, I shouldn't have told you guys that. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. Now everyone's got to go back to Cyclonic, and Cyclonic will go down. Yeah, like the HAFSA does not have an eye wall replacement cycle until after landfall. And the HAFSB does have a last-minute eye wall replacement cycle. which is a bit strange. But it doesn't really affect the storm's intensity. It goes from 902 to 908. So, like, that's not really a crazy decrease. The winds on the HAFSB at landfall, even after eye wall replacement cycle is ongoing, is still 180 mile an hour sustained winds at landfall. That is insane. That's stronger than what the storm's at now. Has the H-Wharf started? Oh, hey, it has. Yeah, the H-Wharf has a very far west landfall. A really, really far west landfall. But it did substantially overdo the intensity. It says at 5 o'clock, the millibar was 892. With sustained winds at 185 miles an hour. So the H-Wharf did overdo intensity, and I think it's safe to consider that an outlier right now because every other model run is further east than what the H-Wharf has. Although that might be something good to take into consideration since this thing is pretty far west of the track. It's pretty far west than the National Hurricane Center's cone. Actually, I mean, it is starting to get back on track here. Like, look, it was fully leaving the cone at one point, and because of this wobble, it's stalled out on the southwest side. But you can see, this is that 5 right there. That's where the center was almost 3 hours ago. Almost 3 hours ago, the center was right there. And it's moved backwards, which looks really, really weird. Really, really weird. The thing's moved backwards in the last 3 hours. Because you could see the NHC was expecting it to move this way. So, according to the NHC, it should be right here right now. It's supposed to be right in here, in between this one and this one, which is like right in the middle. So, it's supposed to be in that middle, the middle L right there is where this I is supposed to be. And so, if we take that here, that is... It is about 32 miles to the southwest than what is forecasted. Notice how I said southwest. It's not 32 miles west of forecasted, southwest, which means if it does start that northeastern trajectory here, if we just draw that real quick, if you draw that, zoom out, draw from that center, and you go northeast, you go right back on track. You go right back on track if you just continue northeast from where we are right now. Takes a bit longer, but still directly northeast. Now here's the big question. Does the National Hurricane Center hold off on the advisory? Because we've got 2 recons side by side about to go through the eye. So does the NHC hold off? Possibly 15 minutes after 8 p.m. Eastern, or do they just go ahead and update it, maybe even early? We'll have to see if what the NHC does here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading something. Yeah. I was reading this from a weather enthusiast talking about the infrared satellite imagery and how it currently does not favor an eye wall replacement cycle. Somebody in chat was saying how like the just the coolest cloud tops are so symmetrical that it doesn't seem like a eye wall replacement cycle is happening. That eye has closed a bit, though. I don't know. That's a little change, but it might be a big enough. It's a little change, but it might be a big enough little change to the point where possibly we could be seeing an eye wall replacement cycle starting. We really got to pay attention to that, though. I mean, even if we are seeing an eye wall replacement cycle now, we are so far from landfall, it's probably going to finish by the time it gets to landfall. I mean, we're still 15 at this point because the thing's deciding to stall. We're probably 15 hours away from landfall now, whereas we were supposed to be about 12 hours now, but because it's stalling, probably closer to 15. I did look into some cameras, but I can't find any terms of services. I know there's a YouTube channel with a camera network in Jamaica, but I don't know if I'm able to use those. I might attempt to contact the owner. But that could take that might be, it might take it too long. It might take like 2 days before they respond, and in that case, cameras will be useless by then. I mean, impacts could still continue into Wednesday morning, but 2 days from now is Wednesday night. This thing will, tropical storm force wind speeds may barely be still in Jamaica, but it will be pretty much useless by then. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna wait to see what recon finds here. It seems like the National Hurricane Center, I believe they have enough time to hold off on the outlook to where we can get recon in this. Before that 8 p.m. update in about 23 minutes. So, yeah, we got 2 recon. I mean, they are both close. This one just updated. So, I think I think the one that came from the Cayman Islands, or rather the ABC Islands, my bad. The recon that came from the ABC Islands, that's going to be inside the eye first before the one that already went through the center once. I mean, that eye looks like it's getting a bit more unstable to me. What do you guys think? Like, it looks a lot more wobbly, or it looks a lot more wobbly. No, you don't think it looks any more unstable? I don't know. I'm not a big expert when it comes to hurricanes of 175 plus miles per hour. That's not my expertise. Typically, I'm not tracking hurricanes beyond about 150 to 160 miles per hour. The only one I've tracked of this magnitude before properly was Milton last year, and I tracked it mostly from a beach. I was on vacation. And outside of that, I did track Dorian, but that was very early on before I really, like, that was one of the things that kind of sparked my interest a bit into weather. It is definitely because of the convective bursts, but the thing is, are those convective bursts allowing for an eye wall replacement cycle? That's the thing. Because additional convection is exactly what that's what we'll be looking for an eye wall replacement cycle, is more convection to fire a little bit away from the main inner eye wall and allow there to be an outer eye wall. Personally, I don't think we're going to see an eye wall replacement cycle. That's my personal opinion, but I'm still watching that like a hawk just in case. Because if it is, like I said, then this could end up still re-intensifying after the eyewall replacement cycle, since it's still far. Good morning, Caleb. I lost power, so this is actually the third live stream. I went live at was it 6:20? I went live at 6:20 and lost power at like 7, and then went live at 7:15. How does this hurricane compare to other big hurricanes? What do you mean? Do you mean like size? Because this one's relatively compact. This one's a relatively compact system. It's not like Milton. Milton was a pinhole eye and compact. This is kind of a decent sized eye and a compact system. So this is really like this is what I'd imagine a hurricane to be. A medium sized eye with perfect convection. It's a really, really good structure to it. It is still a well into Category 5 range. It is still like 175 mile per hour Cat 5. But honestly, what do we think about a downgrade? Do we think the NHC will pull a downgrade to 165 here? Because, especially if Recon here doesn't find anything higher. I could see it going anyway. They could downgrade it to 165, they could keep it to 175, or they could up it even higher. No, Cyclonic went back down. Cyclonic, please come back. I need you to read Recon. It's time to wake up. I bet the owner probably has to do server maintenance on it. We doggone blew up his servers. Maybe stronger than 185. They'll probably drop it to 165. It could be 185. I don't know. But we should get Recon update any second now. And the NHC updates here in 15 or so minutes. Neither one of these recons have updated in a hot minute. And they should have by now. Oh, okay. They're supposed to update in 2 minutes. Yeah, this one should update. The one you're looking at now should update any second. This one's actually a little bit late for updating. I'm still looking up Cyclonic WX because I really want to see Recon from that site. Still no update yet. Yeah, so let's check back with this one. Yeah, that one not updated yet. Oh, there's this one. Yeah, so this one's going to be the one that's going to be in the eye first. This one will not be in the eye for a little bit longer. This one is in the eye. Your mission 22, I think. Yeah. Are you one of the bugged ones that doesn't give us the freaking millibar? This might be one of the bugged ones that doesn't give us the millibar. I'm waiting to see it on Tropical Tidbits. Yes, this is the bugged one. We only get a couple of millibars. No way. Yep. This is the bugged recon. Tropical Tidbits just went down. He's probably having to do server maintenance too. Well, I guess we'll have to click through each one of these individual barbs here. 76 knots, 76. I'm assuming this is all flight level. And if that's the case, 116 knots, 129 knots, 141 knots. Okay. 141 knots. That's pretty good. That's right back up with what our last recon was. $141 knots on that. Oh, Tropical Tidbits is back for me. Yeah, the millibar is bugged. That is annoying. Yes, and so far, 141 knots. You guys are saying 150. Either way, now that I think of it, actually, I'm pretty sure the last one was, like 160, somewhere like near 160. Yeah, 161. 161 was our last recon, and this one is at 150, this is the strongest wins that we've recorded, that we've seen recorded from recon, out of these two planes. Out of these two planes, the max we've seen is 150, which has just been observed from this recon. Now we wait for the next update, which seems to be a bit delayed, so that might not be still for another 8 minutes, which isn't too bad. Nah, I'm thinking they're probably going to drop it down to 165. 150 knots is supportive of like 160, maybe 165. If that's all the wins that they got, that is supportive of 160, maybe 165. There's no reason for them to go anything higher than 165, according to Recon right now. Unless they find a millibar that is like less than 905. Which still, that would be the millibar, not necessarily correlating to wins. Update from the other one yet? Not yet. Oh, there's the owner of Tropical Tidbits. Let's see what he said. Okay. Yeah, he didn't mention the site going down yet. That was a while ago from that tweet. I just didn't see it from over an hour ago. No, they shouldn't miss the eye. Now, there's a chance they miss the lowest millibar, but they shouldn't miss the eye. The eye is pretty dang difficult to miss. There's a big difference between sustained 175 or 165, whatever it may be, 165, 175 mile an hour winds and near calmness. I think the eye does look pretty good, yeah. The only thing is it's been pretty wobbly. But it's still very much a symmetrical system. Why the heck is it still stalling? That's what I'm wondering. How come nobody else is pointing out that this sucker's barely moved in the last 2 hours straight? Like, hello? From 5 p.m. all the way till now, the thing's moved like 2 miles. Oh, no, models are not good at picking up on things like this at all. No model has it stalling right now. Models are horrible at picking up, like, things like this. Wobbles and stalling out randomly, models are terrible. Imagine it's in the same spot tomorrow. That'd be fantastic. Because that would create upwelling, and, you know, if it stayed here for a full 12 hours, then it would probably drop all the way to Cat 2 or 3. Because upwelling is significant, or it may even drop lower than that. The longer it stays, after a certain amount of time, I don't know exactly how long, but we ought to be getting pretty close to it. Upwelling is going to be a big issue. The biggest problem is it's in the Caribbean. We are in the Caribbean, and the Caribbean, especially this season and this month, the warm waters run very deep into the Caribbean, very far down. It's not just at the surface. Very, very good ocean heat content, which is why even a 3-hour stall and this thing is still maintaining Cat 5 intensity. I thought it would have already been turning north-northeast at this point. NHC update will say, like, moving north-northeast at 0 miles per hour. Because really, it hasn't moved like... The thing is, they take an average. I think it's like a 12-hour average is what they do. That's pretty sure they do like a 12-hour average. This one should update very soon. Right? This is mission 21. Yeah, this should update any second. Any second for mission 21. And then this one here will probably be in about 3 minutes. Come on, mission 21. I want to see where they're going. I want to see if they're going in the eye or if they're trying to find the highest wind speeds. NHC update is still being held off here. Category 5 hurricane just decides to do a loop out of nowhere. Most crucial time possible, too, when it's supposed to be turning. Freaking thing just decides to do a loop out of nowhere. Like, dude, come on. It's crazy how unpredictable such a large storm could be. Small storms, unpredictable. Large storms, unpredictable. Oh, there's the NHC. 2 miles per hour. 175. 175, 909, 2 miles per hour. They've maintained 175, which I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised. I am a little bit surprised. What's the movement? Should be northwest. Northwest at 2 miles per hour, 909. 909. Northwest at 2. Okay, this one updated first somehow. Mission 22 updated before Mission 21, which I'm surprised of. Oh, well, that explains why they did 909. Yep. 116 knots, 141 knots. Yeah, 141 knots was the max there. What about down here? 135 knots. 148 knots right there. 148 knots. So really, that's supportive of 165,909. But they went 175,909, which is definitely on the higher side of things. 910. Well, crap, you went in the same doggone spot. Yeah, they went over the same spot. I can't see that. 159. Wait, 159. No, 149, right? Yeah, 149. $156. Yep, they did find 156. Lowest millibar was 909.6. Highest flight level wind speeds was 156. So 156 knots. That's definitely supportive of 165 miles per hour. But that's still, like, that's still about 5. That's definitely 5+ knots too shy to support 175. But, I mean, it's their call at the end of the day. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to argue. There's the position update. Yeah, you can see they do believe it's going to move northeast. So they did update the cone a little bit. Seems like the landfall position is still the same spot. Is it just me, or did that cone grow, like, much larger? Like, the cone's like the size of Jamaica now. And it also way further west. That's a lot more room for it to just, sneak by. That would be really, really good. But that, I swear, that cone looks a lot larger on this update. They don't know where the heck it's gonna go. That's why. They just put a cone over the entire island of Jamaica. Apparently that cone did not grow much at all. But I swear it looks a lot larger. I swear it did not go past Kingston, because I remember discussing that Kingston was like split on the cone. I literally remember talking about that. But apparently it didn't grow. According to this, I'm doing the side-by-side comparison, and it says it did not grow. All right. Let's see. Yeah. I could see why they did go with 175, because with the way satellite looks. I can see that, I guess. $165. Nah. Mission 22 may have updated. That's the only way. Where are you getting that from? What mission is that? And what site? Look at Tropical Tidbits. I can't. You're on it. What mission? 21 or 22? Oh my word, you guys are using SFMR. You don't want to use that. That's inaccurate. Oh, that's very inaccurate. That's what you guys are looking at. Cuz look at the flight level wind speeds on the left side. That blue. That's like 156 knots over there. SFMR is 165 or maybe 164. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure like literally they were thinking about discontinuing using that. Yeah, so it's still 155, 156. Yeah, 156. 156 knots and 909.6 millibar. So is like this thing gonna start moving? Like seriously. Sam, it can fluctuate, especially with upwelling. 4+ millibar in 3 hours is not it. That's not crazy. That's not a big weakening. They didn't even change the wind speeds, so could be 190. The NHC didn't catch it. Yeah, but we will never know. They never caught it, so we never know. All right. So next update from the NHC is at 11 o'clock. But we'll have recon in for the all the way till 1:30 a.m. So I think it has peaked. I think it's yeah, it peaked somewhere in the last 6 hours, 3 to 5 hours, something like that. I don't know. There's a chance that when it moves to the northeast, there's still a slim chance that it could strengthen, but that would have to be like I think the last window for that is probably 11 p.m. 3 hours, the next 3 hours for that. I wish I could take a look at more model data that way I could try to give a better estimate there. Gracious day. How many people can be on one weather website at once? I just get bad gateway every other time I try to load it. You underestimate the amount of weather weenies. Yep, I do. I guess I do. Let's go see if the NHC changed anything with their discussion. At least that site's not down right now. Doggone probably just jinxed it. Yeah, no update to their discussion because it's an intermediate advisory. Just wanted to double check. Doesn't hurt to check, right? Public advisory did update, obviously. Oh, they did put a little update in here. At 8 p.m. Eastern, the eye of Hurricane Melissa was located near latitude 1.1, can't even English, near latitude 16.6 north, longitude 78.6 west. Melissa is moving very slowly towards the northwest, near 2 miles per hour. A slow turn to the north-northeast is expected tonight, followed by a turn slightly faster to the northeast, with faster forward speed on Tuesday. Northeastern, I really gotta read better here. Northeastward motion with a faster forward speed is also expected on Wednesday and Thursday. On the forecast track, the core of Melissa is expected to move near or over. They do say near or over Jamaica, so they are hinting towards the possibility of no landfall. It's expected to move near or over Jamaica early Tuesday, across southeastern Cuba Tuesday night, and then across the southeastern or central Bahamas on Wednesday. Sustained wind speeds are still 175 miles per hour with higher wind gusts. Melissa is still a Category 5 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Some fluctuations in intensity will be likely before Melissa makes landfall, so on that part they say it's going to make landfall on Jamaica. However, Melissa is expected to reach Jamaica and southeastern Cuba as an extremely powerful major hurricane and will still be at hurricane strength when it impacts portions of the Bahamas. The minimum central pressure was estimated via aircraft drop zone data at 909 millibars. So there you go. Yeah, there's probably more ensemble data here. I didn't check is 18Z in? Nope, 18Z is not in. All right, let's go back to Hurricane Hunters here, but yeah, they're going to be turning around here to go back into the storm. That's what the Hurricane Hunters will be doing for like the next literally 45 minutes, and then they'll be back in the eye. Till then, we wait, I suppose. Yeah, I still feel like that cone changed. I don't know if I even showed the cone in the last live stream, though. Let me go to the live stream before my power went out. I had the cone on, but I didn't zoom out far enough. Dang it. I did just look at the side-by-side update using the archive graphics, but I didn't see it. It didn't notably change on that. I mean, it shifted a bit back southwest to where the center is, but I don't see it changing around the for Jamaica. Okay, that was the 4 o'clock update. I'm going to go to the 5 o'clock update. No, that's the 5 o'clock update right there. And it clearly has changed since the 5 o'clock update. Strange, because it doesn't look like it on the National Hurricane Center's site. Maybe it's a radar mega bug. I'm going to go to WeatherBrize real quick. Yeah, I think it's a Radar Omega bug, because WeatherWise has a significantly smaller cone. What? How are there two different cones? I think Radar Omega is just bugging. I think Weatherwise has the correct cone. Did we get a drop zone on either one of those recons? I give up on Melissa. She's giving me a headache. Oh, man. Yeah, Mission 22 did get a drop zone at 910 millibar. Yeah, there's the eye. Yep, surface 910 millibar on that drop zone. And then they got the southwest eye wall too. And the southwest eye wall. Yep, that was about 156 knots. Little bit less than 158 knots at the surface. But man, that is definitely a still very symmetrical hurricane. Still looks like it ain't moving to me. It doesn't look like it's moving to me at all. Let's see here. Well, we'll have to see. Because overnight tonight, I do think there is a chance we could see additional strengthening still. It just depends. It really depends greatly on an eye wall replacement cycle. That's really what it depends greatly on. So we'll have to see what if we get any new ensembles, what those ensembles say. See if maybe we are kind of shifting closer to a potential near miss with the far westward track that we've seen already for today. Personally, I don't really think it's changed much. I do still think it's going to be a westward hit to Jamaica. I'm still thinking somewhere near Black River, right in here. That's still what I'm thinking for the most likely area of landfall. So it's just a waiting game, really more of a observation game here, just observing what the satellite is showing here and which way Melissa's moving and how quickly. And just observing what Recon has and Satellite has. Oh, it would definitely be more rare for this to nearly miss Jamaica than for it to directly impact Jamaica for a landfall. In terms of the probability right now, there's a higher, I'll rephrase that. There's a higher chance it hits Jamaica than it doesn't make landfall. Do you think the trough might be slower? I think it's just simply because the Melissa's further south and stalling out. That's probably the biggest reason, is what Melissa's doing, not so much as what the trough's doing. That's likely the big issue there. That's what's creating more forecast uncertainty for us. Yay, more uncertainty. Woo. This has definitely been a very difficult hurricane to track. Looks like that eye is cleared out a lot more recently here. It looks like it's becoming a lot more symmetrical. You can kind of see how earlier it wasn't as symmetrical. You had these indents here on the right side, so it was like a circle, 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 and then like an indent, and then continued. And now it's looking more like a, oh my goodness, it's like literally almost a perfect circle. That is a really symmetrical eye now. The eye does look healthier. So that might be a sign of this thing probably starting to move more northeast, picking up some more speed again. Recon is leaving. They're probably not. They're probably just going far out so that way they can get back in. I doubt they're leaving. How close to Jamaica is it, or will it reach? It's likely going to make landfall in western Jamaica. It's likely to directly go over Jamaica. They're going far out so they can miss the eye again and rage bait the entire community. Sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes it indeed feels that way. Alrighty, but yeah, not really a whole lot more to go over here. I mean, we might just want to stay for maybe another pass here just to see. I know this is probably going to be a southeast to northwest eyewall pass for these guys right here. These guys, we'll see what they do. So one's going to go here like this. I'd imagine... I'd almost say the best thing to do is this, but then, you know, you don't want to have a collision. So we'll have to see. Maybe this one just literally pulls a U-wing and goes straight in. I don't know. No, this thing's not done. This thing's still, in terms of peak intensity, there's a small chance it does intensify further overnight tonight, but I mean, this thing's far from done, if you mean that. Like, it ain't gonna be extra tropical till Friday or Saturday. No, it has a full pink ring, yeah. What if it doesn't make landfall and moves further away? Then it doesn't make landfall and moves further away. If it doesn't make landfall, it doesn't make landfall. It's just the chance of that is slim. The most likely case scenario is a slight northeast movement for the next few hours, and then very late tonight, very early tomorrow morning, it starts to slowly turn more northeast. A bit quicker. And then it starts to head up towards eastern Cuba. Which you can kind of see that on the NHC here. Get out of there. You can kind of see that on the NHC here. From their forecast track. I mean, they really just have it going dead northeast, honestly. They don't really have much of a north movement here. They just have it straight northeast. Still stalling, man. Still stalling. I'm gonna go to Tropical Tidbits if I can. Load up the satellite loop here. Nope, can't. I'll try again. Haha. Second time's the charm, I guess. Oh, well. Third time's the charm. Aha. Watch it time me out again. Yeah, I mean, it literally has barely moved since 6 o'clock. Like, seriously. It's been stalled out for like almost 3.5 hours. That is insanity. I'm loading up the higher resolution satellite real quick. As quick as I can with so many people being on this site. All right, here you go. This is at just before 4 p.m. Eastern. You can see that's when it starts stalling. Right back here. From right here, which is almost 6 o'clock. From about 6 o'clock all the way till now, it is barely moved. And you can see even on that new, like the last few new frames there, that eye has gotten more symmetrical. And you can see that full pink ring. That full pink ring right there, negative 80 Celsius cloud tops. So pretty symmetrical eye now. And then a really large pink ring all around that. So very, very intense. That's probably another reason why they kept it at 175 is because it does look like on satellite it's getting just slightly better organized. All right, but yeah. I mean, this is just stalled here, y'all. It's just stalled here. So honestly, I might head off in a bit, and I would still. There's probably still a chance I come back on tonight again with Lucky, near the 7 o'clock or the 7 o'clock, the 11 o'clock update. I'm still gonna stay live for a bit longer here though. It's just I'll find it hard to talk about a system that's not moving. So if we do end soon, make sure you hit that subscribe button with a notification bell set to all so you know if I do come back on tonight, when that will be. Is the entire island on Surge Watch? I'm not entirely sure, but I know the entire southern portion is. I don't know about the northern side. I would doubt storm surge will be that bad for northern Jamaica. The worst is definitely going to be on southern Jamaica. Man. I mean, that thing's intense. It is intense. Like, there's no other way to put it. I'm honestly a little surprised that it didn't strengthen a bit more, but I mean, according to Recon, it didn't strengthen. Go back to lower level. Yeah, it definitely did get a little bit less dry in the core there. But that doesn't necessarily mean weakening. Still about 12 lightning strikes or so every 10 minutes. So, going to be a very long and brutal 16, 20 hours or so. Especially if this sucker doesn't get moving, man, because Jamaica is still being hit right now. I know, it's definitely, it would be worse if it was more north for sure, but it's still stalling out right now, which means that, impacts are still ongoing across Jamaica. So that's just going to continue. I mean, Jamaica's just going to keep getting impacts. They may be less major, but I mean, it's just sitting in one spot and continuing to feed those heavy rain bands right onto Jamaica consistently right now. Actually, let's go to here real quick. I don't think you can see it very well. No, not really. I mean, you could see it is starting to take a more northern jog here based off the swath history there, but still, yeah, you see that west and then northwest. But the thing is now it's been doing circles over here. It's just been doing circles over to the southwest of that point. I'm so confused. I'm confused. I'm shocked it is stalled out for this long. Like we're still like the longer this thing sits right here, the later landfall is going to be. We are probably pushing closer and closer to like a 11 almost noon landfall time at this point, unless it substantially speeds up. Because like I said before here, if we go back to the cone, which has only changed a bit right now. So at 11 p.m., oh, they did definitely slow down that motion. Yeah, they do have 11 p.m. it being right there. And then they did not change this part of the cone, by the way. Just a heads up to everybody. They did not change this part of the cone. It will not speed up that much. There's no way. I mean, that is a 24-hour time frame, though. Actually, no, that's 12 hours. Heck no. It will not speed up that fast. And that would be at moving at like 9 miles an hour. And it's moving at 2 right now. I do think it will speed up to like 5, 6 miles per hour. But like 9 or 10 miles per hour, no. I don't think so. Now, it will, once it passes Jamaica, between here and here, yes, I do think it will be at 10 plus miles per hour. between this point and actually after it passes this area and on. It should stay at 10 plus miles per hour. And then it's probably going to be moving closer to like 20 plus miles per hour over here as it goes up towards Bermuda. Also, look at the forecasted wind radius. Look how large this is going to get. By the time it becomes a subtropical storm, that wind field increases substantially with time. So that's why I do think Bermuda is likely going to see tropical storm force wind gusts, or tropical storm force sustained winds, and hurricane force wind gusts. Where is it moving? Nowhere right now. It's supposed to be moving northeast, and it should have been moving north-northeast for the last 4 hours straight, but it's really just been circling the same area and pretty much stalled out. Like, literally, this is 5 o'clock. This is 3.5 hours right there. And if I go all the way to our current satellite, and keep in mind it's supposed to be moving northeast. There you go. It's actually moved the opposite direction of northeast. It's moved southwest. So this is where it was, that L right there, which I know it's a little bit hard to see. That L right there is where it was 3.5 hours ago. And that L is where it is right now. Don't know why I drew that arrow so small. Also, want you to note, look at the mesovortices coming back. Really, really evident mesovortices coming back here on the, just outside of the eye, on the eye wall there. Really starting to see some more mesovortices. Dude, that's crazy. I'm going to bring that up real quick. Is blue pretty obvious? What's like an obvious color? Maybe yellow. No. Light blue? Yeah, light blue. Sure. I'm going to go back 3.5 hours ago. And then all the way to now. I mean, that's such a little amount. Like, literally, it's moved 7 miles in 3 hours, and it's moved the wrong way. Which is crazy. Like, if it moved 7 miles to the northeast in 3 hours, that would still be very, very slow. You know, that average is about 2 miles an hour. But that would at least be going in the expected direction. But it's gone 7 miles the wrong way, which means it's got 7 more miles to make up. Which is why I think we are pushing closer and closer to like 11 a.m. Eastern landfall. Yes, it's gotten larger and more symmetrical. Way more symmetrical now. All right, let's see recon, see if they are starting to come back in over here. Oof. Going for a very wide pass. Both of them. Both of them going for a very wide pass. Look at that. Very wide pass for both of these recons. So 2213. Well, they got the same name here, so I'll just go on Tropical Tidbits to tell you which one's going to get into the eye first. Actually, should be number 21. Yeah, 21 should be the... No, 22 should be the first one in. Because that's one that came from the ABC Islands. Yes. 22 will be the first back into the eye. Which is this guy right here. This one. They should cut back in. If they don't cut back in on this next update here in about um in about 9 minutes, 8 or 9 minutes, right around there, then there's a chance they go back and they just leave. They shouldn't leave the storm though. Let me go see when the first recon is expected to leave the storm. Recon schedule, flights. This one. So flight 21 is expected to leave at 10. That is this guy right here. So this flight is expected to leave the storm at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's a little under an hour and a half. And flight 21, this one right in here, which is closest to the eye and will be the one that goes in the eye first here, is expected to leave. They actually changed it. Expected to leave. No, 1:30. Yeah, 1:30 a.m. for that one. That's the same. So one's going to leave in an hour and a half, and one's going to leave at 1:30 a.m. Eastern. So we'll keep this Hurricane Hunter up here, because it shouldn't be too much longer before we get him into the eye. Probably still almost 30 minutes. And then we'll see if the recon behind that follows in the same trail. Like, really, nobody else was mentioning that this thing is stalled out. I mean, in my opinion, it's pretty much stalled out, right? Like, it's literally moved the wrong way at, in the last, like, 3 hours. It's moved southwest. So we're gonna wait for recon here. Couple more passes. Yeah, we'll wait for this pass right in here. Upwelling should be an issue now, honestly. So, I mean, because, like, it's not moved at all. Like, it hasn't moved at all in the last hour and a half. Like, no movement. It's moved about 7 miles in the last 3.5 hours, but in the last 1.5 hour, it's not moved at all. Actually, even more than that. This was 2 hours ago, y'all. 2 hours ago, the center was right there. And now, I mean, it's maybe a mile. Maybe like a mile. I mean, really. Yeah, the eye is warming. Hold on. Screenshot time. 2 hours ago versus now. Actually, hold on. I need to put the low pressure icon there. That way you can figure out how much it's moved. Did it erased it? You've got to be kidding me. Come on, Red Omega. Probably better do this on weatherwise, huh? I mean, literally, like, it's in the same spot. It seriously is in, like, the same area. And it looks so much more symmetrical, at least with the eye, compared to 2 hours ago. Like, that's 2 hours ago. You could clearly tell that thing looks like an egg. It looks like an egg 2 hours ago, and now it looks like a perfect circle. Yep, I'm making a tweet. That's what I was doing. But I realized you can't see how much it's moved unless I draw an L in the middle. I wonder, actually, let me go back to weatherwise here. I don't know why Recon is smelling each other's gas. Oh, no, that's actually so true because they're actually, like, literally just tailgating each other, but in the air. They actually are. Dude, that thing is a beast. Let me turn on... Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Stupid me. Hold on. It's getting late, so my brain ain't braining. Look at that. Turn on one smoothing and it looks literally perfect. And compare that to 2 hours ago, where it still looked good, but it was definitely more lopsided. Like, yeah, the eye is warmed, but it's got more symmetrical. I'll forever like minimal smoothing. That's fine, Legacy. We went very, very late. Imagine if that was the eyewall replacement cycle. You never know. That literally could have just been an eyewall merge right there. Recon would probably have figured out, though. Why does it seem like they keep getting further from the eye, not closer? Let's see. It's because I'm impatient. That's what it is. Yeah, they should update now.